Welcome back to seminary. It's been a while. I've been busy with my gambling addiction, which, I was reading Mike Lindell's book and it really, I don't know if I've ever related to someone more, but I'm going to stay on subject. I'm going to keep this brief and I'm going to get straight to the point because I realized I have an opportunity here and to get focused and have it not be a gambling addiction. And I've been doing a bit of research and I want to tell you about it because you know what? We just start off with the clip. This is Hill.
Was former US
This is a while back.
Following the capture and brutal murder of Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi. According to some, the invasion of Libya was about protecting civilians. Others said it was about Libya's vast oil reserves. But everyone was convinced that it was all about currency, specifically Gaddafi's plan to introduce the gold dinar, a single African currency made from gold that would eventually replace the US dollar when trading with Africa. Many scholars have said that it's the kind of thing that one has to plan almost in secret and launch it when ready. Because as soon as you say it, you'll have a bullseye on your back.
So yeah, basically I haven't done a lot of other research into that, but basically when they went over and they're like, it's we need to help the people in Libya. It was mainly about France and the US and seeing that there was a country that was creating an opportunity for themselves and other countries to be dependent or independent from the dollar. And that's about whatever your view is. We're just looking at reality here, and it seems, if one country does it, they go in, we bomb them, and it doesn't go very far. But the problem is that seems like we've fucked up. And in the last, now Saudi Arabia is accepting payments for oil in other currencies. So basically, ever since the US dollar hasn't been backed by gold or silver, it's had power because it's been backed, or you've had to purchase oil with it. But now they're letting countries like, I should have a list, but Kenya, I think Brazil, it's like, all right, Kenya does it, we can get over that. A bunch of countries do it all at once, which is, I don't know if this whole Operation Sandman thing is going to happen, but even if it kind of happens, if a bunch of countries do it all at once and it can't be stopped, it's going to be a big problem and it's going to devalue the dollar a lot. So, I don't really, I guess this is the show now, dang it. I don't want to be someone that like talks about stocks and how smart they are, but you know what, it's fine, because I regularly and seriously do drugs and it balances out. I'm not, if someone is really into, if someone just tells you about the stock market and says they know what's going to happen, I go, all right. If someone, I'll listen, but if someone tells you about the stock market, says they know what's going to happen, and is kind of autistic or does drugs, then it's cool, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm getting kind of off there. You know what? Yeah, this is the show now. Welcome to Get Rich Super Fucking Quick in the End of the World with Roe McCallum. Anyway, let's play the other video. This is recent. This is the Kenyan president.
Do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. For the people who
And from what I've been looking into, I think it is going to be different. I think there's going to be all that going on. People, there's never been, I think it's dumb. There's never been a stronger, like, everybody's, oh, Warren Buffett, buy the dip, stocks are on sale now. That might not be the case. You might see inflation going down. You might seem like things are getting better. It's like everybody's, oh, no banks collapsed this week. I guess that means it's time for the next bull market forever. Might not be the case. Because if people really told you the truth about the stock market, if you were really told the truth, if you were if you weren't told that stocks will eventually always recover and go up, yeah, Warren Buffett might have timed a great 60-year period to grow it. And I don't know, it's crazy. People, I feel like we should be looking at the entire sum of human history and not in the, we're past all that. It's like there might be a major crack in our system and there might be some major problems ahead. And even if inflation and all this stuff goes down and it seems like maybe there's going to be a lot of problems and tensions in the wider world that I think you should panic and buy gold is what I'm saying. And that brings me to a lot of people are already saying like gold's already run up. This isn't a good time. It is. For one, gold's not going to go back down and demand is gonna continue. It's not going to go back down that much, right? So you might not want to be investing in like tracking the spot price. But in smaller mining firms, that's what I'm thinking right now. I might not be correct, but I'm thinking, if people listen to this and they have time, however many people do, if people want to respond or do your own calculations and try and figure this out yourself and just use this as a base, a starting point, because I feel like I've tried to sort through these pretty well in the past week. And then it could at least be a starting point, even if I'm not 100% correct. But really just all precious metal stocks. I feel like silver might even do better, honestly, because one, it's cheaper for like more common people to buy. And I think it also there's going to be a huge demand in solar powers or in solar panels, excuse me. From what I've been reading, 20% of annual supply will be needed in solar panels by 2027, and then 90% of maybe it's 2025 anyway, and then 90% of reserves by 90% of global reserves by 2050. Who knows if that's true, but it should affect how well some mining can do. I don't know, but the 2025, there's going to be a lot of demand, or a decent percentage of demand, at least for solar panels too. So even if there's Not a huge demand because of global tensions, which there will be. It's like, sure, inflation, there might be a little bit of, I don't have all my terms right, but there might be a little bit of things might get a little bit better, but with all the global tensions, like the way I did this with possible growth on each of these was I originally went through and I averaged out the peaks, a couple peaks in the past few years, but then I decided if there's a peak, if the biggest peak isn't in 2020, if it's in 21 or 22, it probably and silver is usually a little bit behind gold, but also if the bigger peak is later, I think that says less about how it's going to perform in different conditions and more about probably the growth of the mining company and how well they're doing recently. And mainly this was just to sort through all of these. You probably want to research these individually, and this is an estimate for the next couple months, but also per week, probably want to be paying attention. But there's a couple of different ways you could do this. If you wanted to do low risk, I feel like you probably want to go with just regular investing or in like a couple of the ETFs, and then you want to go a little bit higher, just some of the stocks with more possible growth and bigger gains in the past couple months, and then leverage stocks. And then after that, I'm just going to be trying to trade calls over like a couple weeks, just because I feel like I'm starting to figure that out. But I know a lot of people probably don't have like the time to go through and calculate all this, but I feel like this is a good starting point for people to go from and research and hopefully kind of hopefully this helps people. Let's see. Because I don't know, I'm kind of in the perfect situation. Like I was like, I was trying to do too many things at once with work and trading, and I was losing, and I was like, I feel like I could be doing this. I really feel like I could be. And also I was just in the wrong headspace of like go. I was like, life is like steel fall. I recorded an episode. I was way too fired up, and then I was losing a bunch of money. I was like, life is like steel falls. You just got to keep your momentum going. Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you kind of burn out and lose a lot of money. But coming back, and I should have a disclaimer that I have slowly been losing money over the past couple of years. Well, one, I wasn't in the account till like a month ago, but yeah, anyway, this week 22% is 22%, and I feel like this strategy is working, and I'm completely sold everything. I'm switched over entirely to trading precious metals, and I'm just gonna focus on this and see where it goes, because really everything is going to be down. I mean, not everything, but I feel like if you can just focus on this one area, it might have a pretty good payout the next couple of months. Anyway, I'll just get right to it. I've been keeping this up for too long, but also, all right, yeah, gold. At number one, I ordered them in this last month gains. It might be good to somehow average out last month's gains with possible growth, but I don't know how much that matters, because there's not like a limit to how, I mean, there is, but anyway, I ordered them in past month's gains. GFI, maybe I should include the entire name, but I'm just going to go through the ticker. You can look it up. Number one, mining company, GFI, they're up 42.21%. I should have rounded these all off, but whatever. GFI is up 42.21% this last month. That's a mining company. NUGT is a leveraged stock that's up. And I tried to organize these based on similar trends. That way you can just trade like one or two of them and not be like too scattered around trying to experiment with them like I was. Because that way you just have one thing you can focus on getting in and out at the right points. So basically GFI, I would put as the top, kind of the outlier. It's had pretty consistent growth, and yeah, it's up the most this past month. Everything past this has been pretty much on the same kind of a trend. So I think the most profitable, if maybe a lot riskier, twice as risky, is NUGT, but that's a leveraged stock at 28.94%. And then everything past this is 14% and below, which kind of makes sense because NUGT is going to be having twice the return or loss of any of these. But GDX, the ETF, 14.72% the last month. I messed up how I should be reading this. Because also I try to calculate in possible growth. So GFI is only 19% of the way. Or it only has 19% more to go till it reaches its last highest peak. Whereas NUGT has 59% of the way to go. And then GDX has only 14% gain in the last month, but still at 24% possible growth, which is until it reaches the height of its last peak. GOLD is a mining company, 14 point. Maybe I should just put this chart out in another way instead of reading it off, and I'll just give what I think is going to be on top here, or like the top three on here. So yeah, I'll put the chart out on Instagram. All right, for gold, I'm gonna say GFI is probably GFI and NUGT, and after that GDX, GDXJ, GOLD. For silver, I'm probably gonna say AGQ. That's silver's 2 times leveraged stock. It actually has 53% of the way to go until it reaches its last highest point. And it's up 29.91% this last month. Second, I would put SVM. And I would honestly, I might invest a little bit more in silver right now. SVM, 22% past month's gains. With 59.5% more growth until its last highest point. PAAS, it's another mining company, 18.8% 0.21% past growth last month, with 51.5% growth until it reaches its last highest point. Yeah, those are top ones I would get for gold and silver, and then I'll post the whole chart on Instagram. I didn't really think this through. I don't know. I've been focused on this and not but yeah. I'm gonna have another episode out just talking about other stuff. But I figured I should have them separated, and I need to go to sleep. But yeah, I figure I should recount all my South by Southwest experience and everything else that's going on. But yeah, why else do I think gold is gonna go up? Yeah, all the problems with the it's too late. Yeah. All the problems, really the main thing is all these countries not having to trade in US dollars anymore. So I think regardless of what happens in what everybody's focused on in the market right now, which is a big deal, and I think is not the end of what's going to be happening. And a lot of people might be going to crypto right now. What are you going to do with crypto if the power is out? What if you're not using your computer? Like, prepare for the end. Panic, buy gold. So I'm just going to make as much as I can throughout this. Probably, I mean, if you have the time, if you have all day off and you think you want to do weekly calls on Nugget, that'd be great. But otherwise, like, I took this week off. I should have kept doing it, but I was like, let's just see where 1 week can get me. Like next week I'm working. I'm just gonna get like calls until next week, end of next week, or even like the 19th or a couple weeks out. And just once they get up to like, I don't know, a certain point, just sell them before expiration. And then re-up and just continuously do that. Kind of less risk, because that was the mistakes I was making. Maybe I should read off my rules I've made for myself, because I've had losses. And I'm still down, but I feel like I can really slowly and carefully recover this in the next, once you back yourself up and put yourself in the situation like, all right, I got to do this. I feel like I can really recover this if I just, you get focused and you're not trying to get greedy, because that was the main problem I was making. Like, let's wait till expiration, I get a little bit more, or I just lost, I gotta try and get it back right now, or I could have won so much more, let's get back in. And it's like, you got to do this unemotionally. When I first got into it, there was like it's like, it gives me like a almost sexual violent, I don't even know how to, it's probably, I've never experienced, but get down there, Pfizer, it's probably the same feeling Andrew Tate gets as he strangles a woman. But I don't know if that's true, but that probably is. God, it's late. I don't know what. All right. Trading rules. Yeah, because I used to be like, I'll get a little bit farther. Now we get so like, but yeah, it is gonna be fun eventually, but when I'm buying the island, this I have to do completely unemotionally, right? Like, I was reading Mike Lindell's book, and it's like, it sounds fun, not the smoking crack part. I don't know why seriously, smoking crack just does not sound fun. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, doing coke off the Blues Brothers CD case in debt and then gambling and somehow digging yourself out. It does feel great if you're down like a couple $100 a day and you get out. You're like, ooh, $5 out of a $300 pit feels as good as making like I did 10% this week or whatever. But you gotta stay focused for the long term. Okay, just because you want to make a move does not mean you make a move. You gotta get up, get moving first, and not just be 100% focused on like, I gotta move something right now. Because that's what Mike Lindell was talking about. He's like, I always felt like I had to have a bet going or something. You know, I had to be moving some type of way all the time. So you just have a little fucking restraint. Never make a new trade because you're losing. Just wait. Sell before large events. People are always trying to trade like in earnings and stuff. I don't know. If you know, you know, but I don't. So just sell off and buy back in later. For the most part. Like I'm still gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna hold some gold and stuff over the weekend just in case something happens, but not a ton. Like I want to stay a lot cash ready. Is what I'm gonna try and do. Or I don't have any gold, but gold stocks. I mean, yeah, because also if there's another bank that collapses, I guarantee you it's gonna happen on like Friday or a weekend for when none of the general public can do anything to like benefit from it, or they're gonna keep it out of the market for as long as possible. But sell before large events, fewer larger positions. You wanna hedge, or have a little diversity to a certain degree. But you know what? Not me. I'm going all in. I'm researching. And I'm going to be as sure as I can about a few things and be exact with them. So yeah, fewer, larger positions. You just don't want to be scattered and chaotic everywhere. And I don't know. I really think if I can just focus on trading precious metals right now, because I was like, at first I was like, banks, I'll focus on that, but then you do not know what I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with all that. Are they gonna crash? Are they gonna get bailed out? There are big gains, big losses, but you don't know. Or I don't anyway. Just hold and chill, diamond hands, don't be a pussy, just wait it out. Also though, there is like a thing in gambling where people tend to try and chase their losses, and then people try and get in, or people get out when I win big, get out. So but you got to understand the way whatever simulation we're in, however this thing works, is like, yeah, don't at a certain point, don't stop chasing your losses because it doesn't work. There's like I don't know, you gotta yeah, anyway. What else? Yeah, that's it basically. Just try to not be emotional. And because until I can figure out how to trade using remote viewing, because there's a great documentary called Third Eye Spies about remote viewing, how the CIA was like using psychics. There's pretty hard evidence for that stuff. All right. And when I'm on stand, I get super bored because I don't know. I can barely handle it. I don't know how people do it. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm all in with this. Like, let's make it happen. All or nothing. I mean, I'd rather have something, but I'm not gonna get too crazy. But it's if I have, I don't know, if I can get up and I can get $5,000 as a cushion, the rest is in. Between now and 400K and buying the island and really having some independence is fucking broke. There's no difference. I'm not going to change the way I'm living at all. If it's like, if I get to 20,000, great, I can move. I could have a little more freedom, but really there's not a big difference until we can actually get to that point. And yeah, anyway, I'll be on Stan. You just try to guess. I was originally, I would see if I could get like, all right, it's 34. Let's see if I can guess it when it gets to 44, you know? Sure, I guess I could do it right now. I didn't quite get it, but that's the thing. You gotta watch time and you gotta be like, there it is. And that's a good guide of how emotional you are, or how, if you're in a rush or you're too slow, you gotta be on point. And just, that's a good way to like almost like meditate yourself down or something, you know. But anyway, I was doing it, and eventually you get in the right state and you'll be like, all right, let's try 30 seconds, let's try a minute. And then I start going, I'm not counting through this. You just kind of feel it out. So let's see, let's wait a couple minutes. I have no idea what time it is. Let's see if I can guess when it's gonna hit a 9. Should be like 1 out of 10 that I would get it, but it's more, it's like 4 out of 10. So there's something going on. People can actually do psychic stuff like that if they just like calm down and eliminate all the biases, because that's basically how remote viewing works. They give them the coordinates and they say, just eliminate anything, just draw what you think you see. And there's people who are pretty good at it. The one, they had a bunch of the people in it were Vietnam veterans that were like somehow had really good success avoiding mines, and they were really good at remote viewing. Russell Targ is like the main guy. A bunch of other people. There's one police detective that was like, he was crazy good. And all right, what was I saying? God, I'm so good at this. I should be the president. All right. I should probably just wrap this up and go to sleep, wake up. All right. Anyway, no. All right. All right, sorry about that part. I don't have time to edit this, so I gotta get this out tonight. Also, this is Thursday, the 30th of March. I think we're gonna see some crazy stuff going in April, but also, these numbers that I'm putting out are gonna change a little bit. I'll do an update, maybe on Sunday or maybe even Monday morning when we see what the market looks like opening up then. But yeah. Yeah, because it's, I might lose next week, but overall, over the next few months, I feel like if I keep doing this, we'll see. I feel like this strategy is gonna work. But anyway, yeah, it's about it's about like kind of listening to everything and like eliminating all the biases. And that's almost the same thing you want to do with like paying, like listen to me, listen to Jay Powell, listen to Elon Musk, listen to Warren Buffett, listen to Robert Kiyosaki, listen to everybody from all these different, listen to your friends, listen to your parents, and don't really listen to everybody. Just your subconscious is like super smart, and it'll sort all this stuff out. And I mean, you also want to analytically do it, but like, try not to have any bias with this type of stuff. You just got to look at the facts. Also, you can watch out. It's crazy. You watch all these like motivationalists, all these people think they know about the market and all that. Watch for the people who are trying to sell you something. Grant Cardone, maybe he's doing something maybe his stuff works, but he's trying to sell you on apartment houses. Andrew Tate, it's genius, the next level, multi-level marketing. It's like, but what he does is he sells this program, and then people repost his stuff because they get a commission for getting more people to join the program. They repost his stuff because they get a commission for getting more people to join the program, and it just goes on and on and on. And who knows if there's really a good product or a good investment at the end of the line, where it's like I would look at Robert Kiyosaki and be like, yeah, he's invested in gold, but also he's been doing it forever, right? And also, yeah, he doesn't need that for money. He doesn't need you to make money. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I'll work on my remote viewing, because I know they're like, whoa, why wouldn't these people use their knowledge to, gamble or win the stock market? They have. The one guy in one of these programs made 25,000 in the silver market for his high school class trip or something like that, like very quickly. So anyway, I'll be looking into their methods and see if they 9 out of 10 times predicted what the I think it was the S&P would be like the next day or whatever. Or wait, no, maybe it was I don't know. It was a lot of the times. Oh, let's see. But yeah, I'll be working my remote viewing skills, and yeah. I don't know. I feel like you got to be in the right space to do it. Sometimes I don't stand. I'm like hyperventilating in my mind, and I don't really feel like that actually helps. But I'll look into their actual methods. I don't know how. I don't know what other. I don't know. I can't barely take it anymore. It's like, yeah, for me, this is all or nothing. I cannot. I don't know how people will be like, yeah, I'm just doing this for the next. I mean, good for you, I guess. I just don't know how people do that. Like, I'm doing this for the next 60 years. No, I'm not interested in your get rich quick schemes. For me, it's like I gotta have a couple get rich quick schemes going. But no, I actually believe in this. Not that you shouldn't like really look into this yourself, but it's just like something to keep you going, have a little hope. Cause if I was in that, like, all right, I'll get in debt, I'll get a good job, I'll work it forever, I'll get out of that, I'll buy it. Nope, I'm done, I'm out. Like, I couldn't. Anyway, yeah, everybody's gonna there'll be people who are gonna tell you, who, maybe they're trying to protect you, maybe they just don't want you, they're gonna tell you, oh, be careful, stock market's volatile. You know what I say? Open the fucking casino. Let's do this.